How you doing, everybody? Um, Want to check on the sound and video, making sure everything's working okay. And today, I'd really like to talk about what horology. This is primarily talking about the movement and the quality of the movement and sort of things about the movement. Which one do you think you get the most bang for the buck from? Hi, Dominic. How you doing? Abdul, good to see you. Hey, neighbor. It's cold, but no snow or rain today, I hope. Hi, Quarters Eye. Lee, good to see you. Good grief, 7 o'clock in Leland. Goldfinger, vinyl. I think Nomos Glashütte original and Harboring 2 are the come to mind. Yeah, those are two good ones. Hi, Clyde. Hey, Crazy Norse. That's redundant. Hey, Brian. Okay, just checking, making sure the sound and video are working okay, guys. Hello, Asa. Okay, great. Thanks, Dominic. Oh, thanks, Crazy Norse. Oh, well, we are definitely in winter now. Well, I know it's not till the 21st, but we've got our first snow and it's cold. So anyway, um, I guess the first question we should ask: what is good horology? I mean, what are we talking about here? I think that's always an important thing to ask: is that what makes good horology good? And by the way, I'm wearing my Langenheim Frederick II. New or used? Oh, either one. Um, one of the best deals, and this is sort of what I'm looking for. One of the best deals I think you can get on horology is a Roger Dubuis. Some of the used ones, some of the older ones. The new ones. Two things about the newer ones. Excuse me. They've got great horology still, mainly left over from Roger Dubuis' designs and so forth. But also, um, they're very affordable. I mean, there are a lot of ones out there. You take the Easy Diver, excuse me, it's a bit heavy. I mean, it's a big watch. And some of the Sympathy that are sort of versions of that. But boy, I tell you, horology wise, they have very good movements. They also tend to be. Oh no, they don't either. I was going to say they tend to be manual rather than automatic, but they're not. They're mostly automatic. So, and the price wise is what I was thinking. For you have quality, you have a design by a top watchmaker, and they're relatively affordable. Oh, really? Hey, Lee, is that Roger Dubuis or who's RB? Yeah, I agree, Brian. Everything does start with a movement. LUC Chopard pre-owned, another great example. would that be RB is Roger Boone from Frocken Gulch, a cousin of Daniel, who killed a bar on this tree. Serviceable and reliable, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point, Dom, is that if a watch is serviceable, um, does that mean it's good horology? Yes and no. There was this one watchmaker I was reading about, and he was talking about how much he liked ETA. Well, the reason he liked ETA movements, I guess in Salida as well, was that he could get the parts. I mean, it's I don't know what the deal is with parts. For example, on Lang and Heim, they've got. I think they're they're sort of out as far as they have great horology, but they're not. They're sort of way up there. I'm looking for something, something under 10,000. Um, in fact, a lot under 10, as much as possible. Uh, but yeah, that is important. Glasuda Original, Panamatic Lunar. I don't know. I sort of poor old a lot the one that from Glasuda Original that I think is really horology is the inverse. It's called inverse something or other. The I like the looks of the Panamatic. I don't count, and this is I don't count watches with that they put in the silicon hairsprings. I don't consider them quality horology. I know some people do, and they're very good in other ways, but I don't know why. This is they become a swatch watch really, and that's too bad. But I don't want to go off on that right now. Dornbluth, yeah. Hi, Michael. Yeah, Dornbluth is they're pretty good. I gotta admit they're very much an extension of the ETAs that they used early on, but they do good work, and it's affordable and it's fixable. So yeah, and the under 5K Hanhart comes to mind. Their in-house flyback chronograph is a beauty. Good one. Parmigiani Plurier quality. Yeah. If you could get those, I agree. Those are fantastic watches, Di. Hi, Joe. Jose, I mean, I'm sorry. David, the Panamatic Lunar does not have a silicon hairspring. Ah, good to hear. I didn't know that, David. Thank you. There are a number of ones. The other one that doesn't have the silicon hairspring by uh, Glashütte Original is it's called the inverse something, but it's got that double swan neck regulators, one for the frequency and the other one for the beat. To me, that is fantastic horology, and you can thank Swatch to keep their hands out of it. I wish the same thing with Brigade. They have those beautiful traditions, Brigade traditions, which I just love. But again, I mean, why call them tradition? They're supposed to have something to reflect the works of like Abraham Bloomberg, not Bloomberg, but Abraham Breguet. Hey, Asa, what about Pullman Brayson? They seem very expensive though. Oh, if those are who I think they are, is you're right on both counts. They have excellent horology and they're very expensive. Clyde, I recently picked up an H. Moser, and while not a great bargain, I think it's worth it for the high horology. Clyde, I agree with you 100%. I think that's, if you can find them for a good price, the earlier ones, there was a point where they had sort of this series of the Monard and the Maynard, something like that. Fantastic horology. Same thing with the Henry double hairspring. Great watch. Now, see, they used to be a real bargain, but they're not anymore, and they're not around anymore either. Dominic, I seen a video that Rolex is closing their watchmaker school. Oh no, that taught repairs and how to make parts for the new program, relocated and shorter and eliminating part making. Oh no, that's too bad. There are some H. Mosers and gold around for 10K. Wow. Yeah, that's a good buy too. Panomatic inverse. That's right, Brian. That's the one I was thinking of. God, that's a nice watch. I really like that. Traditional watchers are taught to make parts. Yeah. There was something that I saw. There was a posting by Christine Hutter that I saw, and they had one of their watchmakers had this thing that she was working on. She was making, I think she was doing two things. She was doing the engraving on this little part. Really, really fantastic. I love Moritz Grossman watches and Christine Hutter, but the prices are like way up here. Uh, I think the same thing happened with Lang and Heim. Their prices are way up there too. Well, they always were, but they at one time you could pick up the UWD 33.1 for around €1,000. Not only can you get them for that much anymore, you can't get them at all. They quit selling them out to hoi polloi. In a way, I also think Larique is one of the best deals for the money. Getting a movement, a bespoke movement by Agenor for the price. You can't beat that. You can't beat them for a lot of other reasons too. HRM, hi. I think Nomos is hard to beat in the sub $1,000 category. Lovely decoration and a solid base. Yeah, they are based on the Pazoo 7001. I agree, HRM. What are they called? DW something or other. Those are by Nomos. Those are other also really good movements and great horology, I think, for a good price. I think Nomos all around is great. Jose harboring too, of course. But of course, you're absolutely right. That's a great one. Hi, Peter. Oh, how are things in Yorkshire? What about watches from Japan? Grand Seiko, Kuno, Tokyo. I, uh, yeah, the Grand Seiko has really nice movements. Uh, yeah, and they're good buys. I think they're great buys, as a matter of fact. Hi, Greg. Oh, how are things in Roswell? You got the alien problem settled there? Hi, Simi. Um, yeah, there's trying to think some other ones. Just a few years ago, um, what about fixed up ETAs? Okay, and by a fixed up ETA, I mean those ETAs that they've taken, they've reworked, and they've done these great things with them. Um, I think, when you HRM mentioned the Alpha from Nomos, which was based on the Pazoo 7001, which became the ETA 7001. Um, but I I sort of wonder, like here you have basically you got the parts, the iBosch, and then taking that iBosch and then really making some really special movement from that. Can you think of anyone? And so you end up with something that's far more than what the iBosch began as. This is what uh, Jean-Pierre Jacquet did with Jacquet SA before the troubles. But he would take these things and produce these totally different looking movements. That was how I started collecting the Jacquet 736. It's based on, he took, I think that was also based on a ETA 7001 as well. Oh, yeah. AHCI. I agree, Abdul. Here's the problem, though. For the money, they're way up here. But you're right. AHCI, you can't, I mean, those guys make all of these great movements. Hey, Peter. There's currently a storm over western UK with 90-mile-an-hour winds. Wow. Not too bad in Yorkshire, as we're shielded by the Pennine Hills, which keeps the worst of the bad weather to the west of them. That's good to know. 90-mile-an-hour winds, that's serious stuff. The Brigade Classic 3290. Yeah. Hey, Rancher. I think the solid rose gold Girard-Perregaux from 1945 I scored as an unbeatable value. That does sound like an unbeatable value. Um, I have no idea what you paid for it. One of the things I remember about the 1945s, I thought when I first started looking at those, the Girard-Perregaux, they were pretty expensive. I mean, relatively speaking, compared to other Girard-Perregaux. I got a big soft spot for Girard-Perregaux, though, their movements. I don't know how they would sort of on a horological scale where they would go. The one I have in my Harry Winston has been just like a great workhorse. And actually, in the for those of you who have the early Vacheron Constantin overseas, they also had the Girard-Perregaux. Yeah, Girard-Perregaux, I think, is one of those. I think it's a good movement. I mean, it's sort of price wise, they're also very good. Hi, Thierry. GP is the way to go. Okay, secondhand prices are incredibly low. Yes, they are, and know how to make watches. Very strong history and high levels of finish. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Goldfinger. You should really check out Renault Tixer, Dominic Renault and Tixer. Okay. Yeah, I bet they are. I get Goldfinger. Are they price wise? Are they a pretty good deal? Hi, Mark from Colorado. Boy, it's early there. Volcane Cricket Classique. Oh, Bud, that's a great example. I forgot about the cricket and Volcane. Volcane seems to be always on the edge of extinction. It never is. I like Volcane, and the prices are really pretty good too. Hey, Art. Blanc Pon Villeray series. Get as old as I am? Good luck. You know, I, I outlived giant tortoises there, Lee. The Blanc Pain Villeray or Le Mans are super good deals. Frederick Piguet 1150. Let me tell you, that reminds me, HRM, that 1150 is really a good movement. The Frederick Piguet 1150, the in general is a 3 hertz movement. The one that's in my Fabergé Alexi is tuned to 4 hertz, but it's still really a good. I wish it had been 3 hertz, and I wish I could see the back. Yeah, the 11. If you can find some watches with that Frederick Piguet 1150 HRM, you're absolutely right. That's you can find some very good deals because most people don't bother too much about what's in the movement. But that one is good grief. That's a nice movement. Yeah, 90K Goldfinger. Yeah. Okay, Lee, I'm interested to see that. Hi, Truman. How you doing? Greg, perhaps not a Lee, but Omega Caliber 564. I'm not familiar with the 564, Greg. You could be right, though. Volcane, it is not logical. Oh, God. Jeez. Oh, now, Ranch, you got to be careful. You're going to get Truman Burbank all excited on that. Hi, Obud. Zenus Defy Revival. You know, something, Obud, I think a really good movement is the Zenus Elite, the old one. I like those. They're trying to, I don't know, it seems like the Defy Labs are seeing how high they can get the frequency, and I don't see that as great horology. Older Tussauds can be good pickups, yeah. One of my favorite older ones is getting a little harder to get, and the price has been creeping up, is the Tissot, what's it called? Tissot Heritage Petite Seconde. It's got the 6890, wait, 6498 dash one ETA movement in it, which is 18,000 semi oscillations per hour, which is just, boy, you could get in there with a toothpick and regulate that thing. I think that'd be a great way to go. Yeah, there was with Lamania, a lot of the I think a lot of the brigades that Daniel Roth worked on back in the, I guess, in the 80s, when the Chomet brothers owned Breguet. I think a lot of the movements that he created were based on Lamania. Yeah, that's those are nice ones. Hi, Chili Burger, from the endless wind tunnel. Hi, Chili Burger, you live in that? Is that on the other side of the hill from Yorkshire, where it's 90-mile-an-hour wind, and hardly any sunshine? Jesus. Oh, God. Lee, what's up? Mhm. Yeah. Okay, Lee, you're a cool old dude. Well, consider the alternative. It's not so bad at all. Omega chronographs with the Frederick Piguet 1185 are good deals. Yeah. Wow, that is good HRM. Rolf Tech WRB automatic ocean metal. Huh. That I don't know that one. Dominic, Piaget has some nice thin manual. Yeah, Dominic, you're right. Piaget, I know they do have some wonderful thin movements. And I know it sounds like heresy to say this, but I sort of prefer the fatter movements from Piaget. They seem to have fewer problems. Just saying. What kind of watch was the UHC CEO wearing? Oh, God. Oh, rancher. I think he had one with dead seconds, something. I'm not sure. Yeah, rancher, good idea. That's a very good idea. Take a look at some of the older catalog. There's a certain point where there there are a lot of different bumps in the road where you have excellence and then you have junk in the vintage. But yeah, I think you can find some if you go looking for the movements instead of like trying to find something with gold plate or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hi, Jeremy. Jerry, I mean. Hi, Jerry. Patek service in Geneva indicate there are few watchmakers to repair older movements. I have my dad's golden ellipse from the 70s. Charge to get an estimate for repair was 550. That's not bad. 580 Swiss francs. Gee, that's pretty good. Bulgari Octo Retrograde chronograph. I don't know that one. I know the octos, but I'm not sure the retrogrades on there, Ozza. HRM, it's hard to beat vintage ultra high watches regarding value for the money. Yeah, I think you're right. Universal Geneve has been one of those companies that I've always held great hope for, and they seemed almost we exist to disappoint. I don't know, because it's one of those things. I got a real soft spot for Universal Geneve, but then I go take a look at it, and they seem like, well, making money is more important or something like that. I don't know. You never know the kind of people that are running the operations. If you get a good guy or gal running a watch company, they can do all kinds of things with it. On the other hand, you got somebody who's in for a quick buck. Not so much. Okay, guys, it's in 2026. Yeah. Okay, guys. It's time to go. My time is up. So I'm keeping an eye on Phillips today. So by the end of the day, I'll have a real good idea if I have any watch money coming. Take care.